Hello, welcome to this channel. Today I'm gonna teach you how to make a simple Flask app using a Python web frame called Flask. So for making a simple API in Flask, we need to import Flask. So first of all, make sure you have installed a Flask in your local machine using pip install Flask. After that, you need to import some libraries which are required to creating a Flask app. So I'm gonna import Flask and import Flask. So I'm gonna call a function request and JSON JSON JSONify. So these two functions are required to creating this one. So for now we need to create a Flask app now. Creating a Flask app. So for that we make a Flask. I'm just using a Flask to call the function Flask, and we can just pass here name. Let me write it in small letter. So after that we need to create our list of any kind of thing what we are gonna want to call for our API. So for I'm gonna write something phone here. So this is my I'm just creating a list here. So for that list I'm gonna just make a list with their ID and name. So first of all, ID is equal to 0 for that, and name of that cell phone name is equal to, we can write any kind of name for that particular. So I'm gonna write a name with, let's suppose I'm gonna make it the name Samsung cell phone, and here is first one. Second, I'm gonna says ID is equal to 1, and for that name is equal to, this time name is equal to we can say iPhone. So these two variable we're gonna use for that one, objects, not the variable, sorry for that, objects we are gonna use for that one. So after that we make a home page. When we call this app, so it will automatically call our home page with containing a list JSON data here. For that I'm just gonna make home root. So here the home page, for making home page we should just add app dot root. So root takes some argument when someone this will be our home page, and this is optional. So it will take some method get and post. I'm gonna use the method is equal to get. So here is our function now, home. So this function will return some output values, and these values are, let me write it again. So in the former we can just put headers, first app, whatever you want to write here. So hashtag heading, oh, this will be first. So this is the first app. So after that, now we're gonna make a function name API and second one API ID. So we can access is calling and the function with API. So it will give us the ID and objects, ID and values of every object's name and ID, how many objects are there. And when we call using API ID, so it will give us the single single object here. So far, so I'm gonna make a function name here. Let me write it here. First of all, I need to write some requirement for Flask. So here I'm just gonna remove this one and just write it here, the name which we're gonna call it phone. So here whatever the name you can make it here, phone. And the second one, I'm just gonna write it here, the method which we have used previously. So sorry for that, I have to correct this one. So I'm gonna call this method again. So here I'm just taking this method and gonna pass it here. So here, so after that, this function will return us. So here I'm gonna make that def API, def for define the function here, and this function will return us a JSON JSONify, and just only let me remove this one. This function just return us the phone. So it will give us the values, how many values are there. I mean this one. So I'm just gonna copy this one and paste it here. So after that, so the next function we can make it here using again add app.root. So root here. So I'm gonna write it here like in this root, I'm gonna pass it here like phone, and also you can pass the ID of a particular item. So here the method is same method. Let me check the spelling. Oh, sorry for that, I'm just gonna remove this one. So here the spellings are, and here I'm gonna use get function get. So the function will be def is equal to API ID. So here ID will be passed, so it will check the value on the base of this ID and will return JSONify values. So what will be the values? Phone, and passing here values int in the form of int and ID. So it will take the ID values and convert into the int form and will pass to the JSON this variable. So here the ID will be matched and will return the results of the particular item. So now we can run the app after this one. So here you can run the app. So we can say that name is equal to name After that we can say app dot run here deep is equal to true. So let me check what is equal to. So I think hope this will be, oh, I need to put if condition, and so it will be work now. Hope so far, hope it will work. Let me write it here. So it will call, let me check here what is wrong. So you can see here, I'm just gonna, so let me check it. So issue was there, I have checked that issue. I just make a mistake here, there may be man, so you need to put a man here, not name. So now it's running the Flask app. I can check it now. So I'm gonna write 1 2. So when I first app, so here is our first API app, Flask app. So I'm gonna call here I'm gonna call phone. So it should be, you can see here it's give us the values of that phone in the form of JSON data. Here is the ID and here is the other values. So when I'm gonna write just after phone, I'm gonna write 0, it will give us a single value. When I'm gonna write it here 1, so it will give us the second one value. So it's giving us the value in the form of JSON data. So when I'm gonna remove the whole thing, so it will give us like this one. When I'm gonna write a phone slash 2, so you can see phone and here is the phone. So after that we have only 2 values, sorry for that, 0 and 1. When I write the 1, it will give us 1. When I write 0, it will give us a value in the index of 0. I'm just removing these 2 and it will give us the value. So here is the Flask app for that one. So you can easily make a simple API using a Flask web app. You can make a single API for that. So far, thank you so much for watching this tutorial. Please like and subscribe my channel.